Little sniffles there. Oh, excuse me, that's not very classy, Joe. Hi team, what is up? My name is Jojo. I'm your Kiwi living in the USA, and today I am bringing you guys a review and like my thoughts on XO Beauty products. If you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe. I have done a review and swatches on the lipsticks that I own. I will leave that link down below. But today we're going to mainly focus on the brushes, and I'm going to kind of split it up because I do have a lot of her products. And then I'm going to tell you which ones are my favorite. And I'm going to throw another couple of extra products in there of hers. So, whew, okay, just hold on girls, because it's getting real. Let's get into the video. Real quickly, I just wanted to note that I am wearing the eyelashes in the Stunner. These are an accent lash. I'm just going to zoom you guys in. They just give you the right amount of fullness at the edge there, and they're very easy to apply because they're an accent lash, but look how beautiful and doll-like these are. I freaking love them. Okay, I'm gonna start with her old brushes. And when I say old, I bought these back in about 2014. I was starting beauty school and I wanted some decent brushes. This is the lot. This is just her old lot that I have. I ended up getting the face brush set, which is still sold. It's not bad. I do not use these brushes anymore. I don't really like the make of them compared to what she's come out with now. They're all Italian made now, and you can really tell the quality is way up there. The handle is wooden, as you can see. It's all chipped away here, and I have experienced a few where these have just popped off because the make of them is just a lot cheaper than what they are now. Kudos Shan, thank you for upping the game and getting them made really nicely. You've got flat top brush, tapered top brush, an angled top face brush, and a round top face. So I mean, they're useful, and I did use them a lot when I first got them, but as of now I kind of use more of a sponge for my base makeup. I also got the eye brush set, kind of just a miniature version of the face brush. The round top blender brush, I do use this just to set my eyeshadow base. Handy. You can find ways to use them, but I just found these too big for eye work on me, at least. So a couple of the brushes that I bought individually was the short eyeshadow brush, because I still do use this. It's a very small eye brush. It's got a nice flat kind of edge to it, and it does come in handy. Again, not the best made. I have had this for a while, but it has been chipping away. And then we've got the Fan Shimmer brush, XO Beauty. That is the old sign there. If you can see that there, so it does rub off quite easily. It is handy for highlighter. Again, I don't use it. And this one and the short eyeshadow brush is not available anymore. Okay, we got this, Joe. Okay, we are moving into one of the brush sets. She has a number of sets. This was the first set that came out with her Italian made brushes, and the only thing about this is there are a number of brushes that I do not use, but there are a number of brushes that I love in this set. And you get this sweet little case. The case is sold separately, so even that is worth it. Okay, so you get a range of 11 brushes, and I'm just going to go through them individually and tell you which ones I do like and which ones I don't use. The lip detail brush, I do not use this. No more needs to be said about that. This is the eyeliner brush. I do not use this. I find that the edges have frayed a little bit, and again, my eyes are tiny. I need little brushes, okay? I'm just saying. Next, we've got the concealer brush. I do not use this a whole lot, but we've got the dual paddle foundation brush. Is this even a dual paddle brush? I do like this. I like the paddle side. It's nice and thick. It's got a good fluffiness to it. Like, I do use this sometimes just to even just kind of blot my foundation on my face. But on the other end is a concealer brush. I don't know why when there's a concealer brush in there. This brush is awesome. This is the dense fiber brush, if you guys can see there. Look at this, look how sexy that is. That's the new XO Beauty logo there. This is all raised. It doesn't even feel wooden, it kind of feels plastic. Ferrule here is like pinched in there, so I haven't had any experiences with these popping off. I've had this set for about 2 or 3 years now, and it has washed really well. None of them have lost their shape too bad. Like, I have been impressed by the make of these. This is just a flat dual fiber, really nice for bronzer and just products that have a lot of pigment to them. This is the powder brush. This is an awesome brush. It's got a lot going on. It is a big brush, but it's perfect for just kind of patting in your setting powder, and it does a great job. I've been really happy with the make of this, and every time I wash it, it does not lose its shape. This is really beautifully made. This is the bronzer brush, and the reason that I really love this is because it's got that angle to it, so it creates a perfect contour for your cheek, for your jawline. It's not too thick either, and it's got the right amount of kind of air in there. By the way, all of these are cruelty free synthetic brushes, so they are friendly to the animals, but this is a brush that I do use. I will shoot to a clip of me using it.
We could try to stop this, postpone the heartache, but I bet your body disagree, cause you keep coming home to me. My eyes are glued to my phone, trying to read your signals.
Okay, here we've got the eyeshadow brush. I do not use this brush, and this is because the head of it is just so stiff. Like, it has no give, and I felt like every time I tried to pick up product with it, it did not work. This was just a no-go for me. This is the angled eyeshadow brush, so I feel like they were going in the right direction with the fibers being nice and flexible, but then you get to this part here, and like I said, I have quite small eyelids, so this just didn't work for me. I felt like it was just too big for my eyes. Okay, the last two are brushes that I use on a daily basis, and are brushes that I would even consider repurchasing because I love them that much. I'll start with this one. This is the blender brush. This is perfection. It has just the right amount of give to it. It creates the perfect kind of blending. I like to use it for blending above the crease, and it really diffuses color really nicely.
When you making me your enemy, God, I see my neck, yeah, I can see what you do. God, I see my neck, yeah, I can see what you do. But the beat in your body makes me otherwise, and I can't keep leaving you alive, but I know, yeah, I know, that the beat in your body playing on so high, and I can't keep trying to deny, but I know.
Eyebrow groomer brush, which I have used to death, that the writing has completely just come off it, but I don't mind that because it is getting some loving. It is so sharp and so fine that you can get the tail of your eyebrow as sharp as a knife, okay? That was a terrible analogy. On the other side you have a spoolie, which of course just comes in handy. I probably use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brushes, which isn't bad out of the 11. Is it worth it? You guys decide. Yeah. I mean, I do use the pouch. I love the pouch for transporting my brushes when I go overseas or I travel or anything like that. Not that I travel much these days with all my kids. Okay, so the next lot we've got is the individual brushes. I have been really careful about selecting my individual brushes because it is more expensive to buy the individual brushes than it is to buy the set. Okay, so let's start with this. This is one of my absolute favorites, and I really didn't discover how much I loved it until I started using it for my bronzer and all that jazz. This is a medium face brush. First of all, look at this. It's got kind of like this paddle shape to it. It's got the right amount of density, so you can flatten it even more, use it as even a contour, and it just, it applies, it blends. This has become my favorite brush out of all of them. powder brush because I really did love her powder brush out of the set, but it is very, very big, so it does cover a lot of surface. This is the powdered tulip brush, and this has got a tapered top to it. It's kind of got the same amount of density. Powder brush to your tulip brush, like, yeah, well, you'll just see in my video clip that I'm going to switch to. This covers a nice amount without covering too much. The Shimmer tulip brush. This again was one of my first individual purchases after I purchased the set. It is basically just your miniature version of the powdered tulip. So the powdered tulip came out after this one, and I got this one because I really wanted something to set my powder under my eyes, and it does it great. It does an awesome job.
I worry about nothing when you're making me your enemy. God, I seem like, yeah, I can see what you do. God, I seem like, yeah, I can see what you do.
This is the sheer powder brush. This has come in handy, but really for only one thing. I do love it, but the point of this being sheer is that it's got a lot of give to it. Like, look at it. Like, it's great. I do love it, but I only use it for really one thing, and that is applying the highlight. Again, I have a video of that. I'm switching to it right now.
'Cause you're scared. You just delay the heartbreak. 'Cause you can.
The detail face brush. This came out more recently. It's not, no, it's not an old brush. This is basically I use for highlighting. Now what I wasn't expecting with this is the density of it. So the fibers here are quite dense, but I feel like it does a nice job of picking up enough highlighter. But it's nice to use with her highlighters. And again, switching to a clip of that.
If you can call me to me, if you feel you're suffocating, then let me go. If you cannot promise me, if you have a hard time breathing, then let me go.
You guys have seen me use the highlighters. I was going to do an individual kind of review on these, but I thought I'm already using them in this video, so I'll just throw it in. Okay, so we've got Lucent and Aurora. I do like these highlighters. As you guys can see, I use it as an all over kind of glow, and I really love the effect that it gives with the sheer shimmer brush. It kind of gives my face a blurring effect just doing it that way, and I've really loved it. So this is Lucent. It is very more champagne-y. These shades are very light, so they are more inclusive to like a fair skin like mine. And this one is Aurora. It almost looks white in the pan, but it's kind of got like a pinky gold shift to it.
We could try to stop this.
Swatch it, you can't really tell that much difference. So this is Aurora and this one is Lucent. Definitely shoot for Lucent more, because it's kind of got that gold undertone to it. It's not a stark highlighter. If you're looking for like a beam, this is not it. This is very subtle, but I was watching Shannon's video, and the reason she did it this way is because she prefers a buildable highlighter, and I do agree with that. It's very, very, very buildable, especially when you use it with the detail face brush. When you use something with a little bit more density in the brush, it can pick it up a little bit better and really pack it on layer after layer. When you first get these, you kind of like put your brush and you're like, whoa, dang, that is a lot of kickback. So I've noticed that when you initially use them, however, when you use them more and more, I'm just going to kind of run that extra. Woo! Okay. Okay, she's glowing now, Joe. She's glowing now. That layer, whatever it is, kind of hardens, and this is lucent, so I use this a lot more. It almost doesn't create as much kickbacks, but it kind of loses that softness and that flakiness to the product. So I'm not sure what that's about. It doesn't change the effect of the product. Just kind of the consistency changes as you use it. Moving on to the eye brushes. Okay, so here we've got the fluffy powder brush. Great. It has come in handy, but again, my eyes are so specific to a brush because they are hooded, so really I've got to work above the crease with my eyeshadow. So this has come in handy, but it's not my favorite. Okay, but one of my absolute favorites that I think is a must is the, again, you can tell which ones are my favorite because the writing has completely rubbed off, and this is one of them, but this is the Firm blender brush. So this is basically just the miniature version of the fluffy. What I love about this is that at the ferrule here it is pinched, so it kind of gives you that really flat edge there, and then it disperses out, the fibers disperse out. So when you put it down, you can pack it in and then just blend it out really effortlessly. So this brush has been perfect. Got is the crease blender brush. Now again, so picky with my eye brushes. I have to find the right ones because my eyes are so specific. It's a lot denser than I was expecting. I love the shape of it. It does come in use, but just be mindful that the top of that has got a lot more density than just your normal blender brush. Tulip crease brush, and I wanted to get this mainly because of the shape, because it's kind of got that tapered edge, so it can fit into that crease quite comfortably. This is kind of, it's similar to the other blender brush I just showed you. This has got a nice amount of give to it, but almost for me it's not enough. It more packs product than it blends it. One brush that I really have, like, this is the crease detail brush, and this is perfect when you've got hooded eyes. Okay, so crease detail brush, and this is the shape of it. It is pinched at the ferrule there again. I do like this for packing on color. I use it to blend out my bottom lash line, which again does work very well. It's not a blender brush as much as it is, like it says, detail. So you can put it in the crease, but I found that it works really nicely in my outer V. It's nice for packing, but for blending I'd use a different brush. And then last I've got the winged liner brush, and this has been a favorite because look how fine that is. Again, so sharp. Like when she does some kind of liner brush, whether it's the eyebrow, anything, that point is just so sharp and on point. No pun intended. All those brushes, I'm going to tell you my favorites. I've picked out 3 eye brushes and 3 face brushes. Recently I had my sister text me and be like, yo Joe, what XO Beauty brushes would you recommend? these ones. Okay, Debs, this is where it's at, and I can feel you, girl, because we both have hooded eyes. Out of the face brushes, I would definitely shoot for the bronzer brush. This has just got a really nice edge to it, perfect for contouring and bronzing, and even blush. Like this is where it's at. Second of all, I'd definitely go the medium face brush. It's got a really nice amount of fluffiness to it. It just blends really beautifully. This brush is perfect for even powder, like, love it. Second of all, I would go the Shimmer Tulip brush because it just fits so comfortably under your eyes. If you wanted to, you could use it for contour, blush. So these are really multitasking brushes, but these are my favorite face brushes. In terms of the eyes, you know which ones are my favorite because all of the writing has rubbed off apart from this blender one. So this was out of the set, but you can buy it individually. It's just the give in it. Like, look at that look at that flexibility. It's like nothing else, and it just blends so beautifully. And then I'd shoot for the firm blender brush. So this is beautiful because it just, again, it's got the right amount of flexibility and it fits really comfortably in that crease. So that's my second option. And then for the last, you gotta go the eyebrow groomer brush. In fact, out of all the brushes, and if you are into your brows, go and get this. If you're gonna buy these brushes, please get one of these, the solid brush cleaner. Been through a few methods of cleaning my brushes, but nothing has really cleaned them really thoroughly that I don't need to keep repeating the cycle, you know what I mean? So I wanted to get this. I was like, on the off chance that it'll work, we'll see. I love this to bits, and the best thing about this is you can use it to death and it hardly makes a dent. It is a solid like block of soap, so when you are putting your brush in it added with water, it lathers a ton. So you've got to be really mindful of really rinsing your brush out really well because this is soapy and it can make a mess. But otherwise, if you just put the right amount of soap with the right amount of water in the brush, it's gonna clean the pants off that brush. And they do come in a set of 2, but to be honest, this has hardly got a dent in it, and I've used it a number of times. You don't need 2. There. If anything is tickling your fancy but you want to know a little bit more about it, please leave a comment in the description box, in the comment box, and I will get back to it ASAP. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Join me in my next video, like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Tulip.